Hi, it's Chris. In today's video, we're going to show you how to change the cord on your Whirlpool washer. It's a fairly easy repair. We just have to do a little bit of work from the front and the back, as well as we need to disconnect the power by removing the cord from the outlet, and you're going to need to remove your hoses from the back of the washer so that we can move the machine around in order to do the repair. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a drop cloth on the top of the washer so I don't have to worry about scratching it with screws and my tools. I usually use a little magnetic cup just to hold the screws so we don't have to chase them all over the workplace. So now I'm just going to turn the washer so we can see the back. And the first thing I'm going to do is remove the screws from the back access panel. The 1/4-inch nut driver. We'll just remove these screws and put the back panel up on top. As well, we're going to want to remove this cover panel just to allow some flexibility and access to the wiring harness. Now we'll set that to one side as well. Remove the last screw for the back cover. And as you can see, it kind of wants to take off, so just get a hold of it as you take that last screw out and set it to one side. Now what I want to show you is this is your power cord, and it has a lock that goes through a hole in the top. So in order to change that, we're going to need to remove these 2 screws so that we can slide the top ahead and tip it up. And I'll show you that next. So we're going to take those 2 screws out. Now your power cord is attached to your main control board and makes an electrical connection right there that we'll be removing. But first I'm going to show you how to raise that top in order to release the cord so it's not attached to it like that, and then we'll go back at working on the upper half. I'm just going to set these to one side so we can raise that top. So we're going to raise the top of the washer so we can release that cord. Now if your washer is close to your back wall, it's very easy. We're just going to slide this ahead. Now that it's free from the locks, we're just going to tip it upward. And you'll see that there's a tab here and here that allows you just to set the top onto those tabs, and you can just lean that top back against the wall. So when we raise the top, we want to just have it raised up. We'll make sure that the slot slips down over that bracket, same as it is here. This stops the top from falling off, and now you just need to lean it against the wall, and you're good to go. And the main purpose for doing that is so that we could release the cord right here. And to do that, we just need a pair of needle nose pliers. I'm just going to give that a little squeeze with the needle nose pliers and push it into place. Now we put the top back down so we can continue with the repair. So the next thing we need to do is to release the console. Very easy on this machine. All you need is a thin, flat putty knife, and we're just going to insert it here between the cabinet and the console. Just push it in. You'll feel a little pressure and then it'll release, and that allows that corner to pop up. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Slide the putty knife in, apply a little pressure, and it releases. With that released, we can now lay our console down. So I'm just going to turn the washer so you can see the next steps. So there's our cord, where we released it from down below. There's a retainer here that we need to remove. We'll unplug it from the control board. We do have a green ground wire here that we need to release. So with our nut driver, we'll simply loosen and remove that screw, set the screw to one side. This connector here is like a plastic push pin. So we just need to wiggle that out of the timer just by applying a little bit of pressure, and it just pops right out. This connector on your control board is released just by giving it a squeeze. On the left side here, there's a little tab. There's a little tab right here. And we're just going to give that a squeeze with our finger and wiggle it off the board. So now your old cord is free from the machine, and we'll discard that. Now we're ready to bring in the new cord. And the first step in putting the cord on will be to make that connection on your control board. And it's the same as when we removed it. We just push the connector into place on the board, and you'll feel it lock into place. We had that strain relief, that push pin. We'll just push that into the hole, into the timer. Just like that. Now we do have the lock that we need to press into place, into the cabinet here. And just push that in, and it's locked. As well, we'll attach our ground wire. And tighten up the screw. With that done, we're just going to secure our console back up into place. Just going to flip that up. Insert these hooks into that slot on both sides. Apply a little bit of downward pressure. So now we're just going to put our back cover on. So all I've done is just settle the top into place so it lines up properly. Bring in our screws and our back panel. The first screws we're going to put in are the ones that were actually holding the top. And I'm just going to show those to you because they're a little different than the other screws that are on the machine. If you can see those, you'll see there's a difference in the thread. The ones that held the top are the smaller ones with the fine thread. So those are the first two we're going to put back in because they hold our top into place. Take our nut driver. So now we just have to put our back panel on. So we bring our back panel up, slip it over our valves. Put a screw into place. And I won't tighten it up yet until I get all the other screws in, so there's a little flexibility in the panel. And just work your way around one at a time. Now that they're all in, just snug them up. The last piece to go back on is that access cover. Those little tabs just go into those slots. And put the screw in. You just need to turn your machine around. And now that the cord is installed, we're going to just move the machine back into place, reattach your hoses, plug in your power cord, and your repair is complete.